Okay, let's be real. AI productivity tools are absolutely everywhere right now. They all promise to save you tons of time, make you a super efficient genius, but how much of that is just hype? Well, in this explainer, we're going to cut right through all that noise. We're going to show you what actually works so you can start building a smarter workflow like today.
You know the feeling, right? Your calendar is just a solid block of meetings, your inbox is a disaster, and you realize you're spending half your day just doing these repetitive, mind-numbing tasks instead of the work that you were actually hired to do. It's the classic workplace grind.
So this is where this new wave of AI really starts to shine. Just imagine for a second, what if you could hand off all that annoying administrative work, the note-taking, the scheduling, all that data entry, to an intelligent assistant that just gets it done 24/7 and never complains. That's the promise we're going to explore right now.
So, enough with the hypotheticals. Let's get practical. It's time to meet your new digital coworkers. We're about to take a tour of the AI toolkit that's really starting to change how we all work.
Broadly speaking, these tools kind of fall into three main buckets. First, you've got the ones that help you survive all your meetings. Then there are the ones that try to wrangle your time and your to-do list. And finally, the really powerful stuff, the tools that can automate entire workflows from beginning to end.
Let's start with maybe the biggest time suck of all, meetings. Instead of trying to frantically type notes while also trying to sound smart and participate, you can now have an AI just do all that heavy lifting for you.
Okay, so this breaks down some of the big players in the meeting bot space. And as you can see, there's something for pretty much everyone. If you just want something simple, Tactic is great. It's just a Chrome extension. If your entire life is on Zoom, then Zoom AI is a no-brainer. For sales teams, Gong is kind of the gold standard, but yeah, you're going to pay for it. For most people, though, Fireflies.ai really hits that sweet spot. It's got great accuracy, tons of integrations, and it takes security seriously. And this technology isn't just for meeting summaries. It's totally transforming creative work, too. I mean, look at this quote from a Reddit user talking about Descript, which is a tool for editing audio and video. You edit the recording by literally just editing the text transcript. It's an absolute game changer. It just goes to show you how powerful these language models can be when you point them at really tedious work.
All right, let's talk about scheduling. Here you see two really different approaches. On one hand, you've got Motion, which wants to completely take over your calendar with a powerful AI that actually tries to understand your priorities. It'll even reschedule stuff you don't get done. Then on the other hand, you have Reclaim.ai, which just plugs into your existing Google Calendar. It's simpler for sure, but its AI is a little more basic. It often just prioritizes tasks based on how long they'll take, not how important they are. Motion is definitely for people who are ready to go all in on AI time management.
Okay, taking notes and shuffling your calendar around is one thing. But what if we could really level up? What if an AI could connect all your different apps together and run entire multi-step processes for you? This, my friends, is where things get really, really powerful. So this slide kind of shows the whole spectrum, from the simple stuff to the incredibly powerful. Way over on the left, you've got Zapier. It's perfect for those simple, if this happens, then do that kind of tasks. Super easy to use, connects to thousands of apps, but the AI part is pretty limited. Then, in the middle, you've got tools like Gumloop for more complex jobs. And all the way on the right, you have the AI native platforms like Lindy. This is where you can actually build and delegate tasks to AI agents. It's seriously like having a digital team member you can just assign work to. So far, this all sounds pretty incredible, right? But, and this is a big but, with all this power comes some pretty big risks. It's so easy to get swept up in the excitement, but we absolutely have to talk about the hidden dangers lurking inside these systems. Let's call them the ghosts in the machine. So the first major ghost is something called hallucination. This is basically when an AI, with 100% confidence, just makes stuff up. It presents totally false information as if it's a fact, mostly because its programming rewards it for giving an answer, not necessarily the right answer. And don't think this is some rare little glitch. Look at this number. In one study, a model called Grok 3 had a hallucination rate of 94% when it was asked to cite its sources from news articles. 94%. That means it was just plain wrong almost every single time. Yet it served up its answers like they were gospel. That is a massive problem. Look, getting wrong answers is bad, but at least you can often fact-check them. There's a much scarier risk we need to talk about, and that's the threat to your data security. The moment you start plugging these tools into your company's network, you're basically opening up a bunch of new doors for bad actors to walk through. As you can see here, your data is vulnerable at every single stage of an AI's life. It can be compromised right from the beginning during design, it can be poisoned with bad data during collection, and it can be built right into a model that's trained on garbage info. And even after all that, once a model is out in the wild, it can get less accurate over time as the world changes. They call that data drift. It's a nonstop cycle of risk that needs constant attention. So, with all these risks, should we just throw in the towel on AI? No way, absolutely not. The solution isn't to run away from the technology, it's to change how we think about it. The answer is partnership, not replacement. It's all about keeping a human in the loop.
This quote from Chloe Zhye at MIT just nails it. This is the exact mindset we need. AI isn't here to take our jobs. It's a tool, and it's designed to make experts even better at what they do, to handle the boring stuff so that our human brains can focus on what really matters.
And hey, we've got cold, hard data to back this up. A Stanford study looked at accountants using AI and found something fascinating. The senior, most experienced accountants saw the biggest jump in performance. So why is that? It's because they treated the AI like a junior colleague. They knew when to trust it, but more importantly, they knew when to step in and say, hang on, let me double check that and apply their own judgment. So this gives us a really clear, actionable way to work with AI. First, you delegate all the repetitive, boring stuff. Then, and this is crucial, you always verify the important outputs. Never just trust, always verify. Third, you apply your unique human context, your expertise. And finally, you have to maintain security by actually understanding what these tools are doing with your data. Okay, so we know how to work with AI now, but how in the world do you choose the right tool to begin with? Let's walk through a simple framework for hiring your first digital coworker. The trick is to literally think of it like you're hiring someone for your team, right? You wouldn't hire a video editor to do your taxes. You need the right skills for the job. So how do you find that perfect match for what you actually need to get done? Well, it really just comes down to this: choosing the right tool for the job. If all you need to do is connect two apps to send data back and forth, something simple like Zapier is perfect. But if you need some real intelligence, like having an AI analyze conversations with Fireflies.ai or totally rebuild your schedule with Motion, you're going to need a more specialized tool. And for the really complex stuff, you'll want to look at a platform like Lindy, where you can delegate entire workflows to these AI agents.
But here it is. This is the single most important point. Don't get distracted by the latest, shiniest AI tool. Start with a real problem that you have. Are you spending way too much time in meetings? Is your schedule a total disaster? Are you buried in manual data entry? Figure out your pain point first, and then go find the tool that actually solves it.
Because when you boil it all down, this isn't really a story about AI replacing people. It's a story about the people who learned how to use AI becoming way more effective than the people who don't. It's about choosing the right partner to amplify your own skills. So, the only question left is, are you ready to choose yours?